This is by far the greatest opportunity to make money in crypto in 2025. Do you always seem to buy the meme coins that dump directly after you bought them, or only give you 2x's or 3x's? In this video I'm going to show you exactly how to find the next 100x AI meme coins. The type of meme coins that always seem to keep on printing you money. I'm going to show you 1. How to find the upcoming and new potential 100x projects. 2. How to know they're not rug pulls, how you know that they're actually going to moon, and how you know that you are getting in at the right time. And number 3. The best time to exit and how to find your exit strategy. Before we start looking into the new projects and the new tech, we got to first understand what coins we are buying into. So there are generally 2 different types of coins. The first one are the platform coins. So these are the more technical side. This is the more technical side of AI coins. Well, they don't have to be platforms. Most of the huge AI coins are launch pads where you can create AI agents. Examples of these sorts of coins are AI 16Z, and then also, for example, SNAI, Swarm Node. So these are the first type, platforms where you actually create these AI agents. The second type of coins are normally the actual agents. The second type of AI coin we're going to be looking at are the actual agents being deployed on these platforms. Some examples of AI agents can be Truth Terminal or ELIZA, let's say. What we're looking for though in these 2 different coins are normally quite different. So for the agents, we're looking for something unique and for something that makes it stand out from every other agent. Whether it's useful, whether it's funny, whether it was the first, whether it has very powerful KOLs backing it. Really something that differentiates them from all the other AI agents and that captures mindshare in the most effective way. Because of when it comes to AI agents, the ones that people are tweeting about the most, the ones that people are making most videos about, they are the ones that are going to reach the highest market cap. When it comes to the platforms, it's a bit different. That is due to the fact that platforms can really use their tokens in a lot of different ways. Now, I'm not saying that the agent coins aren't going to find unique ways to make their coin more valuable. I'm just saying that with these platforms, they have massive tech backing the whole ecosystem. Therefore, if they integrate tokens into that system, they can really increase the value of the tokens because of everyone's going to have to buy in those tokens if they're going to want to use the system. Whereas I don't see that happening as much with the AI agents. That is why we're going to mainly be looking at the big tech instead of the agents, unless something special catches our eye. If we look at the coins that were reaching all-time highs and breaking records just a month or so ago, we can see that we're down 60-70% from their all-time highs. And this is because the market sentiment is moving more towards tech and utility coins. Another example is Chill Guy. As you see, the highest point that Chill Guy reached was around 770 million, and today it's only at 220 million. Well, there is still money to be made. As you see, it's just made a 40% increase in quite a short time. There's not as much money to be made as there is in the AI platforms and the AI agents. So in front of me, I have the blueprint. That you can follow step by step to find those 100x meme coins. The only price is a like and a subscription. So, the first thing you do when you find a project that catches your eye, first of all, what you do is you see if the devs have been doxed. So the way you do this, you go into an X account, you first see in their bio, see if they've mentioned, built by at a username, or made by blah 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 team. If not, you look at see who they're following. If they're following a few number of people, then the first thing you do is you check to see if the devs are doxed. So you do this by going onto their X profile, going onto their bio, looking at the bio, seeing if they mention anyone, being the founder, being the builder, or the team behind it. If not, you look at the people who they're following. If they're following a small amount of people, then it normally means that they are the team responsible for creating the project. And then if you go into their accounts, they should say in their bio that they are building blah blah blah. If not, and if they don't really have previous experience, or they don't have pictures of themselves, or if they don't have people that you follow following them, then it normally isn't a good sign. So if you can't find that anywhere, then it doesn't matter. It's not the reddest flag, but it normally doesn't spell out the best things. You also want to check if the supply is locked. Don't worry, TrendRadar, which is another one of our steps, will do that for us. You want to check if the GitHub repository is OG and has a bunch of green squares, and that it's not drag and dropped. Then you also want to see if it's an active and good Twitter. So it's not botty, it's not farmy, it's not shilling other projects. It's completely clean and preferably quite a lot of engagement. So there's a basic formula. Now, you also want to check if a project is an innovative idea. So by innovative, I mean something that normally hasn't been done before on the Solana blockchain. Normally something that has a lot of time and effort put into. Normally something that when you open their website, open their X, open whatever they have, you think, wow, okay, that really, I can imagine this going to X amount. I can imagine this going to 100 million. I can imagine this going to 300 million. You want to make sure it's not a LARP, which basically means that they're playing as a more important and as a more special software that they actually are. But normally they're quite easy to check if you check all of these other boxes. Also, this is optional, but if a project is quite easy to get and you can imagine onboarding normal people to it, let's say your mum, your dad, your grandma, and it takes you 2-3 sentences to explain, then there's even more chance that more people are going to get onboarded and push it to higher market cap. Now, contrary to the meme coins, the ticker, the image don't really matter as much. Of course, it's nice to have a nice ticker, something that's easy to remember, something that is normally related with AI and sounds quite futuristic. The image is normally just a logo, to be honest. There's no cute cats, there's no cute dogs. Now, the people who follow the X is also quite important. Now, if you follow me on X, I normally scan all of these different projects, and the ones that I find interesting, I normally follow. So by you going onto projects and you see that I follow them, normally means that it's a bit more trustworthy. But you can also follow other people on crypto Twitter, not just me, of course. What I mean by X search is you type in the name of a project. Let's say it's Swarmload or AI16Z. You type it into Twitter and you press search, and you should come up with the top and the latest tweets about it. Now, if they're very botty, very farmy, and the people posting it look like they shill 1,000 other projects, then it's not really a good sign. But if you see, it doesn't need to be huge KOLs, people with 100,000 followers, but people like me, people with a couple thousand followers, people who are in the meme coin space but don't get paid to actually promote the projects. They're the people you need to look out for. If they're posting about a project, posting it to their viewers, then it normally is quite a good sign. Now, TrendRadar, this is the last step, or it could be the first step depending on what you want to do. This is when you paste it into the free Telegram bot, which checks for bundles, which checks for all of these different stuff like lock supply, and it comes back with a free check of how safe the token is. So, now you know all of that, we can start scanning for actual AI projects that we can invest into. So, before we start scanning, I just wanted to say that on my X and in my Telegram group, which are both going to be linked in my bio, I post insightful projects that I've done all the research on, and you just need to decide whether you like it or not. Now, of course, do your own research. I'm just saying that I can provide free alpha, free of cost, and all I ask for you is to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. So the way I find these newly created AI coins is I go into the Solana blockchain on Dexscreener. Now, you've probably heard of Dexscreener before, but it basically graphs and charts all of the big Solana blockchain meme coins. Now, if we sort it by volume, we see the coins in the last 24 hours that have generated the most volume. We see Hive AI, Swarms, Agent, IP, AI Live. Now, for example's sake, I've already seen this, and in fact, I called this in my Telegram on my X at a bit lower than 3 million. So I go into here, let's say I went onto here and I didn't know what it was. So what would I do? I'd go through all the lists that I've done. So I'd go into the Twitter. Let's see what we see on Twitter. So what we see on Twitter is we see that first of all it's got quite a lot of followers, 3,000. It's not following anyone. And you can't really seem to know who the dev is. But like I said, that's not the biggest red flag. There's quite a lot of projects that do successfully that have this. So also we see that it's followed by 2 quite good traders and quite good people in the Memecoin space. We see that the engagement's quite high, 72,000 views on their pinned post. We see that it's quite high quality videos. Now, what does the project actually do? Now, this is a very interesting project, which is one of the reasons why I called it. So if you go into a site, this is not sponsored by the way, I'm just doing research live with you. What we go into a site and we see instantly that there's something up, something not that common that we see in the Memecoin space. This project checks one of the boxes on our list, the fact that it's innovative. So basically, what this project does is it's an AI agent that is continuously using AI to make itself better, to start moving like a human. As you see here, it's doing trial and error on how to start walking. So I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of the details. I'm not shilling this. I'm going to show you why soon. And but yeah, so it checks quite a lot of boxes: good engagement, good Twitter, people following, innovative design, high quality, all of that. Now, with only this information, you may want to buy in. The information I'm going to show you, it may not matter. But now I'm going to go into the next stages of a blueprint. By pasting the contract address into TradeRadar like it's said to do in Blueprint, we can actually see that the coin has been bundled. So while it loads here, we can see, as you see here, it's been bundled. So it hasn't been bundled as much as some projects. Yet if you go to a bundle map, which shows the graphs and the bundling more visually, we can see that there is a team or multiple teams responsible for quite a large amount of bundling. So as you see, around as 11 plus 8 plus 1.7 plus 4.8, so around 23-24% was bundled. Now you can wonder why. Is this because they want to sell the token after it's pumped so they can reinvest into a project? As you see, they've sold probably 80% of it. Or is it because they want to do a slow rug pull and want to slowly liquidate and earn money off of unsuspecting people buying into this project that looks very cool? Now, that's really up to you to decide. How much do you believe in this particular project that you scanned? How much do you believe that it's going to work out? Now, the tough thing about AI projects and utility coins overall is you can't really perform a CTO on them. Whereas before, in Memecoins, normally it was a bullish sign when dev sold. Now it's definitely not a bullish sign, and people are going to be scrambling to sell when we see the dev sells. Now, like I said before, I'm not affiliated with this project at all. It's a very cool project. I called it at 3 million, it's now at 12 million. So, when it comes to knowing when to sell the coin, I'd really put it up into 3 different categories. So, the first category is basically just a flip. This is when you see a AI project, normally at a very low market cap, in the trenches, you're scanning the trenches, you see something that looks quite cool, that, whether it's just migrated at 100k, or whether you see it before that even, at 30, 40k. Or whether you're in my Discord, which I've just made with a CT tracker and a socials tracker, and you find it at 8k. Anyway, that's besides the point. If you don't really have that much conviction in a project, and you just believe that more people are going to buy in before people realise that it's going to be a scam, that people are going to get FUD and people are going to exit, then these are the coins that you should normally take initials even before 2x, and maybe keep it to a 2x, 3x, depending on how much volume is. If you see the volume starting to decrease, then you should really learn just to take profits, especially if you haven't got a lot of conviction in it. Like I said, it's up to you. When you start to understand, when you start to spend a lot of time in the Memecoin space, you start to understand the culture and the kind of society of the Memecoin traders. you start to realize what type of coins get pushed up, what type of coins get dumped instantly, what type of coins don't get any volume at all. And then that's when you start to know more clearly if it's going to be a flip or it's going to be like the second alternative. A keeper, but not an aper. So the difference between a keeper and an aper, I've just made this up now, coming off of my head, just coming from my experience. So the difference between a keeper and an aper is with a keeper, yes, you take initials. You may take initials at 2, maybe 3x now. You take initials at the 3x, but you leave a moon bag in, right? So you're hoping that it's going to carry on, and you carry on and carry on and carry on, taking initials here, here, here. Normally when there's big price increases, taking initials everywhere you go, and trying to hit 10x's, 20x's, 30x's. So these in these projects, you normally have quite a lot of conviction in it. You see that there's lots of engagement, people that you trust in the Memecoin space. Let's say I'm following it. Let's say I posted a call, you've done your research, you see, okay, this project's cool, the website looks very high quality, the dev has previous experience. Then you probably take initials at 3x, 4x, depending on the volume, and then just keep a moonbag in to ride. Now, the APA, this is a completely different category to the other ones, because of these you don't find very often at all. These happen every day in the trenches and in the Solana blockchain. These ones you can find if you're on Pump.Fun for an hour. You just need to make sure you know which coins to buy and not buy the wrong ones, which I went over in my blueprint, of course. But the APAs, well, they're different. These are more long term. When I say long term, I'm not speaking about holding gold or holding even Bitcoin or holding S&P 500 for decades or whatever. Long term in the meme coin space. So that could mean as long as a month or a couple of weeks. But in here, right, the chart's going to look more like this. So even here you can take your initials, right? You don't want to be losing money if it goes up. But let's say you take your initials at a 3x or a 2x, wherever you take your initials. That doesn't really matter. You keep a moon bag, but when you see these dips, you are so sure in your position and you have so much conviction in that this coin is going to do well that you load up on the dips. So instead of selling on the dips and panicking, you'd be buying on the dips and hopefully selling when the coin is right up here. So let's say it dips here again, you'd buy some more. You'd carry on doing research. You'd be researching why the dips are happening. You'd be researching, if a website was out for an hour, so people have lost faith in the project. Maybe the mind share is not as big as it was a week ago. Maybe there's another competitor that's doing even better. Of course, you need to reevaluate your position. It's meme coins, and we're basically trading. We're basically just doing educated, calculated guesses on whether the price is going to go up or not. Nothing's guaranteed to go up, or else everyone will be a millionaire and money won't really mean anything. So you'd be loading up on these dips, and you'd hopefully be maybe taking profits on the sells, but keeping for that gold that you got. So when it comes to trading meme coins, you can't really always have a definite goal, because let's say you say, okay, I'm going to sell everything at 400 million, and it reaches 378 million. And it starts dumping. You can't really do that. You need to be slowly selling your position when you feel comfortable that it's reached around the value, and even before that, right? Because you don't want to be losing money. You don't want to, round trip. You don't want to buy in at 10k because you've got an awesome call from me. It rides all the way up to 10 million. Yet you don't take any initials, and the next day you wake up and it's at 9k, and you've in fact lost money on your trade. You want to be taking initials here, taking initials, and even when it's dipping, you might not have sold your entire bag, so sell, and then maybe if you think something's right, you see it at 9k, you're like, wait a second, there's still some value in it, bang, goes up to 40k, and you sell your entire bag there. So you trade quite actively. Instead of having a goal, I'm going to sell 100% of my port at 400 million. Instead, you should be more fluid. You should be very, very active, especially if you've got a large size of your portfolio in a specific coin. You should be quite active in, not the community. I don't want you to become a Telegram, degen, just in Telegram all day, screaming hold, 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 this going higher. LFG, that's not really going to do anything, especially with AI. Instead, you should be looking at Project's X, the project's website, looking at the price to see if there's been any sudden dips. Keep on analysing the holders, see if it's bundled, all of these important stuff. All of these stuff that create value instead of make false value. This isn't really the era of memes and stuff anymore. A lot of people are going to get rich from this cycle, and I want you to be one of them. I'm completely serious now. And with that said, that's the end of my video. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow my X, join my Telegram. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and trying to provide some value. I hope you enjoyed the video, and more importantly, you learned a lot. I didn't have a lot of flashy edits, but I hopefully gave you some information that you didn't know before. So with that said, thank you for watching. Comment your favourite part about the video, and see you next time. Bye.